Okay, so hi guys, it's Miss Lollipop and welcome back to another video of mine, or welcome to if you are new. So what this is going to be is the introduction for my Let's Play into Island Living. So this is going to be an episode of no gameplay just yet. It's just going to be me explaining the story. So if you are not interested in watching, you know, what's going on in terms of the story and you just want to watch the gameplay and things like that, go ahead and head to the next episode, which will actually be in the top eye in the right hand corner. So you guys can just quickly click it and head on off to episode 1 of the Island Living LP. If you are interested in, you know, the story and the backstory and, you know, the lineage of what's going on, then you're in the right place. So, okay, this will be a character that if you have been to my channel before, you would know. Her name is Jordyn Huerta. So this is what she looks like. She is absolutely stunning. I actually used her in my Strangerville Let's Play. And obviously because the Strangerville Let's Play was a mini-series, I didn't really get to do too much with her, and I wanted to explore her story a lot, you know, a lot more, because she's one of my favourite Sims I've ever created before. So, yeah, here she is, and I thought she'd perfectly suit the Island Living theme. So if I want to get you guys catch up to speed with what was going on when she was living, you know, in Strangerville. So basically she ended up moving away from her parents and her family, who I will explain in a second. She ended up moving away to live with her friend Nora, who she's always been friends with and she grew up with, and started like studying and things like that. And then obviously then the whole, you know, Strangerville story happened. She actually ended up getting with Declan's dad. And she ended up having a baby who is now actually a teenager. So he's much older, and obviously Jordyn is a bit older as well. She is, you know, more coming up to her late 20s now, because she did have a baby quite early. So right now her son does not live with her because her son wanted to actually stay in Strangerville with his dad, because he already has friends over there, and yeah, he just gets on with his dad a lot better than he does with his mum. Him and his mum never connected as much as he did with his dad. So he's fine staying over there, and Jordyn decided that she wanted to move on and start somewhere a little bit different. Nora, actually from the Strangerville series as well, she ended up moving in with Erwin, I think that's what his name is. So obviously she wasn't going to stay with her, so she decided to move back with her family, because her brother and sister actually just moved out into their own home. So she thought it'd be a perfect time for her to come back and actually come back to where she was from. She's actually from Sulani in the first place. You know, live up her life with her family a little bit more. But there was a specific reason as to why she left in the first place, but I'll go ahead and explain it. So for the moment, let me introduce you to the main characters. Obviously Jordyn is our main character, and then obviously we've got two other ones. They're her brother and her sister. So Jordyn is the eldest child. So this is what she looks like just here. In terms of her aspiration, she has the beach life aspiration. She's also incredibly friendly. She's very active. She has some abs for days, and I'm telling you, she's stunning. And she's also a child of the ocean, so she wants to answer the call of the ocean. She loves activities revolving around the sea and things like that. And then we've also got Maui, who is her brother, but technically this is her half brother, which I will get down to in a second. But Maui, this is what he looks like. I'll go ahead and zoom in on him. He's very tall. He's got these amazing like brown, like hazel / brown eyes. He's got these adorable dreads with like little like clasps in them. I love him so much. And he is actually a diver, so he's already, you know, in that career. But we will go ahead and, you know, look into his career when we are in game, so you guys can read about it. But yeah, he is a diver, and he actually moved out with his sister Safina. So this is his full sister, but obviously Jordyn's half sister. So this is Safina just here, and this is her. She's absolutely stunning. Again, she looks a lot like Jordyn. The mother's features are very strong when it comes to the girls in their family. But this is what Safina looks like. She is so smart and so stunning. She's a little cutie pie. She is a Renaissance sim, so she's very good at many things. She is, sorry about that, my phone went off. She is talented, so she's literally good at everything. She's very good, and she, you know, she becomes sad when interacting with evil Sims and discusses world peace. And she's also a child of the islands as well. So this is the main characters we're going to be playing with. Jordyn is our main character, but these guys are like they're also there as well, if that makes sense. So yes, let me get down to the story behind Jordyn and her family. So I'll tell you what, it'll be easier if we hop into her mum and her stepdad's creator sim area, so I can let you guys know what their names are, and then we can go from there. So give me 1 second. Okay, so here we are in this is Jordyn's mum and her stepdad's creator sim area. So these guys are living separately to the children, obviously, because the kids decided to just move out. So this is Natia, who is actually Jordyn and all the other children's mother, so including Maui and Safina. So this is the mother of all of them. She actually wanted to find her soulmate. She is Ni. She's a child of the island, and she's family oriented. And this is her husband, Nelly, who is also Jordyn's stepfather, and Maui and Safina's father, like just standard father. This is so difficult to make sure that I'm like getting everything right. Okay, so this is Nelly. He is a collector, an angling ace. He is a foodie, he's a bit hot-headed, and he's also a child of the island as well. So, the story behind this is actually Jordyn doesn't really get on with her stepfather. That was the reason that she actually moved away. Her stepfather said, maybe you should go and try, living by yourself and, trying it on your own. And she said, you know what, I will. And he wouldn't have said that to any of his own children, but I think it's more the fact that he's holding it against her about what happened between Natia and her father, and he's kind of holding that against Jordyn, which isn't right at all, but it's just the way that, Jordyn's grown up. She's always been kind of the outcast child, because obviously Nelly didn't really accept her into the family fully, because it wasn't his own biological child, which isn't right. And I think he's discovered that it's probably not the best thing to do now, but he still holds that really, strong grudge against her. And I suppose I should show you like them close up as well. So he's very tall, of course. So basically when Natia, who is just this one here, so when Natia, she was growing up, she was younger, she was a teenager / young adult, she actually lived in a village with Jordyn's father, who we don't really know too much about just yet, and Nelly. So her and Nelly had a small thing when they were in school. She was coming to the end of her schooling career, and, it wasn't really going anywhere, and they sort of fizzled out. Here comes Jordyn's father, who Natia actually fell in love with so much. She was anticipating on spending a life with him. She thought that he was her soulmate, and one day he actually up and left, and they actually lived together and everything. So that was a whole different thing for her, and she had to learn to move on and accept the fact that he was gone and that he wasn't going to come back. However, just after he left, she did actually find out that she was pregnant with his child, which he does not know about. So he doesn't actually know that Jordyn, his daughter, exists, but that was a thing that happened, and obviously this broke Natia's heart. Now, Nelly still stayed in contact with Natia because they did actually grow up together in school, and he really did feel for Natia, and the fact that this guy broke her heart. And he accepted what had happened before, because obviously they fizzled out. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't like she cheated on him or anything like that. But basically they ended up rekindling the love later on, realizing that actually they wanted to give it a go. But by this time, obviously, Natia already had Jordyn. So Nelly sort of held it against Jordyn about the fact that her father left, and more of the fact of her mother was brokenhearted about it, and although she had a daughter to love, he just up and left, and it really did hurt Natia. And Nelly was friends with Natia at the time, so he really did have a strong hate, really strong hate against Jordyn's father. So he kind of held that against his daughter, Jordyn, and that's one of the reasons why they don't really get on, and also one of the reasons why Jordyn ended up moving away to Strangerville to live with her friends instead, because she didn't feel like she was really accepted into the family. However, Jordyn's always got on with her half brother and a half sister so well. They've always grown up really strong in a really close knit relationship with her brother and sister. So yeah, she decided that she was going to go move in and she was going to go try and start her life back. Since they were moved out of the family house, you know, that she wasn't going to be stuck with her stepfather. And her and her mother still have a really good relationship. It's really just Anelli and Jordyn that don't get on. So yeah, so this is where our story starts for everybody. Obviously, we're back in the household with Jordyn because these are our main characters. So Jordyn, Maui, and Safina. And yeah, that is their backstory. That's what we know so far. Obviously, Maui and Safina are already pretty set on where they are. They've already got their friends on the island, whereas Jordyn is sort of coming in. She's a little bit older, a little bit more wise, should I say, and she doesn't really have any friends back in, you know, this sort of area because she moved away. And she's been gone for a few years at least, obviously since, you know, her child grew up. So yeah, Declan ended up growing up. He is now a teenager. He's in his young teenage years. He's already in school and living with his dad. So she decided to move and, you know, progress with her own life. So yeah, this is going to be really about the story of Jordyn and how she's going to progress in her life back in Sulani. You know, what she's going to do. And also, she has this small nagging to find her father. Just as like a side note thing, you know, because he up and left, he doesn't even know about her, and she kind of would like to make herself known to him, whether that is to be accepted or whether that is to be hated by him. She would like to at least let him know that, you know, he actually has a daughter and that's you. Or that's her, should we say. But yeah, that is going to be one of her, you know, stories that we go through. So in this LP, it's going to be kind of story driven, but mainly it's going to be driven by you guys. So a lot of the time I'm going to take a lot of your guys' opinions on, and I'm going to take a lot of your guys' story ideas on. So I want to know what you guys think of this story so far and what you think is going to happen in the future of Jordyn, Maui, and Safina, and obviously their mum and their dad. And I really want to know what you guys are going to be thinking about what's going on. And yeah, I really want to get you guys' opinions, and, you know, I'll be picking out different people's ideas to continue with the story. I just think it'll be a really nice, close-knit LP where we can just like all get together and come up with our ideas and create a really lovely story. So yeah, I'll go ahead and speed through all of their outfits and things so you guys get, you know, the full gist of what they're wearing. And then I will go ahead and end the episode off here.